Hi everybody and welcome back to Lost Genre Reddit Stories. This post is from the subreddit Am I the A-hole, and it's by user something or rather. Would I be the a-hole for not attending my twin brother's surprise birthday dinner when I was only invited as a guest? Would I be the a-hole for not attending a surprise birthday dinner for my twin brother? So, as you can imagine, I'm a twin. My brother, Jonah, and I hang out all the time and we are super close. In a few days, it's our 25th birthday. We share the same friend group and we're all really close and have been since school. He has a close group of female friends, about 5 of them, who I have also known for many years. I would classify them as being closer with him in recent years, but we are all still friends and socialize often together. Now, I have been added to a group chat labeled Jonah's Surprise Dinner. It is a surprise birthday dinner for Jonah organized by one of the girls in that group, Maddie, and she invited me as a guest. One of the people in the chat even said in the group that it would be nice to see OP as well, so I just feel like an afterthought. I wouldn't really have minded if the girls wanted to organize a surprise birthday evening exclusively for Jonah and themselves, but they have also invited my partner and some of my brother and I's closest friends. This feels inconsiderate and quite upsetting, as I can't understand why I would be invited to my literal twin brother's surprise birthday dinner with me only invited as a guest, as it is also my birthday, and this celebration also involves all of our friends. My girlfriend also found this action to be extremely rude and wondered why Maddie didn't just reach out to her, and then they could have organized a surprise involving both of us instead, or have just involved both Jonah and me and left the surprise element out of it. In the chat, it is clearly stated that we are all to arrive at one time while Jonah is due to arrive 20 minutes later. The thought of attending makes me feel weird because it's just a celebration for his birthday when he and I were literally born on the same day. This isn't new information to Maddie. Also, every year my brother and I do something together because we want to and because we have the same friends. Last year, our friends and my girlfriend set up a massive dinner for our birthday to which everyone was invited, including my brother's female friend group. So now, I'm at a crossroads. I don't know whether or not to attend. On one hand, if I don't go, I will feel left out because our mutual friends are going. But on the other hand, if I do go, I will feel like I am letting myself be disrespected, and I will likely feel uncomfortable as it feels like only my brother is being celebrated. So, would I be the a-hole if I took a stand and didn't go? Well, OP, in my opinion, no, you wouldn't be the a-hole if you didn't go because you're absolutely right. Maddie's being an idiot here. If she wants to celebrate only your brother because, I don't know, she has a crush on him or she really likes him or he's her best friend or something like that, then she should do that at a different date or maybe take him out alone or, I don't know, do something just with the girls like you said. So this just seems weird to me. Also, I'm not so sure your friends are gonna feel comfortable just celebrating Jonah and not you on your actual birthday. So maybe I would reply something in the chat along the lines of, "Thank you so much for inviting me to my brother's surprise birthday celebration, but as it is also my birthday, I will be going out to dinner with my girlfriend." Now, if you're feeling particularly petty, you could add something like, "Anybody who'd like to join us, feel free to just drop by. We'll be at this restaurant at this time." Something like that. But again, that last part is just if you're feeling petty, because I'm pretty sure that if you do that, Maddie sounds like the kind of person who would raise hell because of it. And what do you guys think about OP's debacle? How would you try to go about this situation? Let me know in the comment section, and now let's move on to the community comments to see what they said. KitKat7179 says, "Not the a-hole. I would not go. Do something with your brother earlier that day, then treat yourself to something special with your girl later on. And you might want to look into getting a new group of friends. Are you sure they even like you?" Tadada says, "Not the a-hole. Break the surprise and talk to your brother. Something about this is off. I could postulate, but there is something going on here that isn't just someone wanting to throw a birthday dinner." If you usually celebrate with your twin and your close friends, it sounds like this person is trying to be mean to you or disrupt that on purpose. Cap Manor 1755 says, not the a-hole. It's weirdly aggressive and rude to invite you, your girlfriend, and a bunch of your friends to a not your birthday party on your actual birthday. Yeah. No big deal if they done something with just him, but by making it a surprise, they're trying to trap you into going along. It's so weirdly aggressive, I'd break the surprise and talk to him. In fact, show him this thread. Sweet Pea Girl says, not the a-hole. I don't see how they could have overlooked it being your birthday too, so it seems like a bit of a deliberate leaving out or insult. It's totally fine to have separate friends and birthday plans, but then they should have kept it separate. They aren't required to celebrate you and your birthday, but this is effectively saying yours doesn't matter at all, and it's really kind of cruel. My advice is to speak to your bro about it. And No Victory 3061 says, not the a-hole. I would probably say something like, I don't know if I can make it, brother and I usually do something together for our birthday. A surprise party might not work for him either, as we always do things together for our shared birthday. And see what they say. But I might be the drama, lol. I don't get the you're the a-hole comments because it's literally a shared twin birthday that they have always celebrated together with the same friend group. It's not like a separate friend group of the brother, it's the shared friends. Facepalm girl. Additional information from OP's comments. The reason we're not so close with Jonah's female friend group is not because of something in particular. It was just natural distance, but they can be a bit problematic at times, causing unnecessary drama, etc. So myself and my friends just distanced ourselves a little bit, but Jonah remained quite close. So really, this would not have been an issue at all if she didn't invite all of our mutual friends. That's where the issue arises, as my twin and I share the same friend group. So it's more the fact that this is a complete surprise for my brother and not for me. Yet I'm invited as a guest, so it just doesn't really make sense to me. As I said in the post, I would be fine if we did something separate, but this just feels awkward, and I know my brother is innocent. It's got nothing to do with him and isn't even aware this is happening, but I know that when he finds out, he will be upset about it too. This is a very unusual situation to be in. Also, my girlfriend messaged one of our mutual friends and explained the situation, and our mutual friend was gobsmacked. She didn't read the chat thoroughly and assumed it was a surprise party for both of us. Our mutual friend was really angry and said she is sick of Maddie's drama. However, I think she is still attending, but said she would speak up if we decided not to go and someone questions our absence. OP's edit. My girlfriend has just checked the chat and Maddie has booked the dinner for 10 people and a set menu. There are currently 11 people attending, excluding my girlfriend and me. If we went, it would make the party bigger than the reservation. Now we really aren't sure if we should go because what if we turn up and there is no room? This makes it slightly more awkward as we may not be able to just pull up a chair and join. The dinner is tomorrow also. Thanks for all the kind messages as well. I will definitely give an update after everything plays out. Alright, well the community apparently unanimously agrees, or the most voted comments agree that OP would not be the a-hole, and there might have been some you're the a-hole comments there, which I also don't understand why. And also, just like OP's friend, I'm kinda getting tired of Maddie's crap. What about you guys? Anyways, it's time to move on to the first of 2 updates to see what happens next and how the story ends. Sorry guys, I know you have all been wanting an update, but I felt like I really had to sit on my feelings for a few days and really think about the nuisances of the situation. I also want to thank you all for your supportive comments. It made me feel like I wasn't going crazy. There were a lot of common questions, so I'll try to answer those first and then I'll continue with the update. Could this be a secret surprise for me too? No, definitely not. I was added to the group chat with all the other guests and was given instructions on when to be there and when we would all surprise Jonah. Also, Maddie is not that thoughtful, haha. And if it was a secret surprise, my partner would have known and wouldn't just let me suffer in silence. Does Maddie have a crush on Jonah? I was actually impressed by people's intuition. It's not really a straightforward crush. She's been hot and cold with him, but they aren't together. I do think that she tries hard to be the most important female friend in his life though, so I think her organizing this surprise dinner is her way of further trying to achieve that status. So you guys were spot on, haha. To the few who said that I need to get out of my feelings and go, I would have had absolutely no problem at all if they wanted to do something with Jonah alone. If they had just left it to their female group to celebrate him and left me out of it. I respect that they are closer to Jonah and I would have been happy for him. The problem arises when I am invited as a bystander and my partner and some of my best friends are invited too while completely disregarding that it's my birthday also. That's what made me feel crappy. Why haven't some of my closest friends who were invited said anything? I got a call from a friend the day of the dinner and he said he spoke with our other close friends and they agreed that what Maddie did was extremely rude and strange. I asked him why none of them spoke up on my behalf and he just apologized and said he didn't have any excuses for it. They still ended up going to the dinner. My other close friend rang up the day and she said she is not attending because it doesn't feel right to do. Then, this close friend ended up texting one of the girls from that group explaining why she wouldn't be there. The girl just gave excuses and said it wasn't that big of a deal. So, on to the update. I spoke to my other close friends who are also twins. They weren't invited to the dinner, and just asked them how they would feel if they were in this situation. They pretty much said what the majority of you all said. They were also angry on my behalf and said that it is extremely messed up and that they wouldn't go if it was them. They then created new dinner plans with me, my girlfriend, Jonah, and our closest friends so that we can do a celebration after our birthday. I ended up not going to the dinner. It was 2 nights ago and my girlfriend and I went to see a movie instead. We figured if we took the radio silent route, our absence would hopefully speak for itself. I was really considering saying something in that chat, but I was also not wanting them to paint me as aggressive. I was also considering calling my brother the morning of and ruining the surprise because I wanted to let him know what was going on and just talk to him. But at the same time, I felt like an a-hole doing that to him. I wanted him to have his moment too. So I decided to wait until the day after the dinner to say something. So I spoke to my brother yesterday and showed him the post, and he recognized it was very rude and stupid of Maddie and said it felt weird for him too. He explained he had nothing to do with it, which of course I already knew, and let him know that I never blamed him for any of it. He said that at the dinner, Maddie said that she invited me and my partner, but that we just didn't come. So he wasn't actually aware that I was invited only as a guest until afterwards. But he hasn't said anything to her yet. I'm not sure if he will mention something to her later or not though. Maddie hasn't said anything to me either, but I don't really care about hearing from her anyway. Yesterday, my brother and I went to a new celebration dinner together, which was really nice and we both had a really good time. So really, this whole thing just highlights who my actual friends are. I have to say that I thought about maybe saying something next time I am around Maddie, but then again I can't see her taking any genuine accountability, as she has already regarded it as no big deal. I think it might make me feel worse to be gaslit, but I know within myself that many others think it was wrong of her, so if she doesn't want to admit that, that's fine by me. Of course, I would like for him to see her true colors. I'm just not sure that's the case. I think it's complicated for him. I'm not excusing it, but all I can really say right now is I hope he comes to the realization on his own about the company he keeps. Jonah has read my post and the comments on it, so hopefully he can come to his own conclusions. I didn't want to impose my own opinion on him, as I think it is hard to acknowledge that one of his closest friends could do something or be like that. I think it's also hard when he has them downplaying the situation too. OP's second update. It's been about a week now. Last night, my partner and I went out for drinks and Jonah also came with us. Maddie showed up at the same bar too. This was the first time I was seeing her since the birthday event. My brother said to my partner and me that he did not invite her to the bar and that she had just asked what he was doing. Now, she has just shown up with 2 male friends. Weird. Anyway, she walked in, looked me and my girlfriend up and down, then completely ignored us and went straight for Jonah and some of our other friends. My girlfriend and I were in absolute disbelief that she could be so rude, especially after everything. We thought maybe she would try to make amends, but clearly not. Maddie made a point of ignoring us, but left not too long after she arrived as she was out of place a bit because Jonah made a point of sitting with me instead of over by her. My girlfriend then said to my brother, "Why does he have to be so bitchy?" And Jonah agreed. I think he is starting to create some distance between himself and her. Maybe. Haha, we'll see. It's clear to see where Maddie's mentality is at though. Well, OP, I think I'm going to call this an okay positive update, let's say, because even though Maddie didn't actually take any responsibility for her crappy behavior, your brother is apparently starting to see her true nature. Hopefully she keeps revealing more of it and he can just cut her off. In any case, here's wishing you, your brother and your girlfriend the best in the future. Hopefully next year's celebration will have the both of you having a lot of fun without Maddie. Take care, OP, and thank you for sharing. Now, let's finish this video with a mood booster post. This post is from the subreddit Malicious Compliance and it's by user BadKevin. Deal with it or find a new job? Easier than you think, bub. As a young adult, I decided to move several hundred miles away on a whim without a new job lined up. Fortunately, the relatives I was living with knew a ton of people in the small town and were able to get me a job within a week at the local grocery store. I was to be a courtesy clerk, bagging groceries and stocking shelves. Immediately, I made friends with co-workers and some of the customers weren't too bad either. However, management was a different deal. Like the HR manager who would waste a customer's time telling them recipes for the items they have and holding up the line. She would also call me from the back of the store to bag 2 items and help the man barely older than me to his car, despite his protesting. There was also John, the general manager. John would be nice in groups, but if he got you alone, his true colors would show. He once berated me for having a 5 o'clock shadow even though I shaved right before work. My hair is dark and grows quickly. Sorry dude, can't help nature. After a few months, the night janitor, technically early morning, quit. John decided it would now be my job to polish the floors every morning. My previous job was at a movie theater, so working from 5 p.m. to 2 a.m. was normal. Mornings, it's not my jam. This would require me to be at work by 4 a.m., but I was told this would be for 1 or 2 months tops. I was even thrown a sweet 5 cents raise for my troubles. How could I decline? After a month, I asked John how the search for a replacement was going. He says it will still probably be 2 weeks and everything will be settled. After month number 2, I asked again. John says the first person fell through and suggests that maybe I know someone who might be looking for a job. I assure him that is not the case. After the 3rd month, I was completely over it. Again, I approached John and explained that I could not keep doing this much longer. He replies, "Not my problem, find someone else or a new job." This pissed me off, but I wasn't in the position to walk out right then. I'd figured I'd start applying anywhere I could. A couple of days later, possibly even the same day, my relative drags me with them to go look at new cars. While discussing prices and waiting for the sales manager to respond, my relative and the salesperson were just BSing, and I mentioned what John had told me about the job. The salesperson raised an eyebrow and walked away. Moments later, the sales manager approached and said they were looking for a detailer and asked if I was interested. It would be a regular schedule, no evenings, and higher than even my previous theater job as a manager. While my relative was signing financing paperwork, I was filling out a new hire packet. I was to begin work on Tuesday of the next week. When I got home, I packed a bag and began driving to my hometown to visit friends. I knew I would have to work for about a week because at midnight, I called the grocery store and told them I would not be returning to work. If you have any questions, please ask John. Epilogue. A year or so after my departure, John was mysteriously no longer working at the store. Nobody knew why, as he had another 5 years before retirement. One day, I had to go back to the bank to deposit a check, and John was the teller. It was so much fun to watch him deposit my paycheck from my new employer. Ah, beautiful OP, malicious compliance with a side of karma. That's just right. Thank you so much for sharing, OP. Take care. And that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch it. Now, if you've gotten to this point in the video, I assume that you like these stories that I'm reading out. So here are a couple more that you might enjoy. And if you don't have any time to watch another story right now, save it for later. And also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button.